Never thought my heart could break like this. A million jagged pieces, but it did, it did. I put my heart in your hands 'cause you said it's okay. I could trust it with you, it would always be safe. But you let it go. If I would've known in the first place that you belonged to somebody, if I would've known in the first place it wouldn't hurt so bad. If I would've known what you were made of, wouldn't have tried so hard to save us. If I would've known in the first place it wouldn't hurt so bad. You got me feeling like, ooh, you got me feeling like, oh, yeah. Looking back on the nights that you weren't here, when I put it all together, now it's clear, it's clear. The winds are the wise, you never put me first. Didn't get what I need 'cause you were giving it to her. I should've known. If I would've known in the first place that you belonged to somebody, if I would've known in the first place it wouldn't hurt so bad. If I would've known what you were made of, wouldn't have tried so hard to save us. If I would've known in the first place it wouldn't hurt so bad. You got me feeling like a fool for loving you, believing you were true. How could you? How could you? If I would've known, but how could I know? How could I know? How could I know? Oh, you got me feeling like, ooh, ooh, ooh. You got me feeling like, ooh. You got me feeling like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You got me feeling like, thank you.
It says you're from Florida. What part of Florida?
I'm from Loxahatchee, Florida. Do you know where that is?
No.
Okay. That's okay. It's southeast Florida, and it's somewhere in between West Palm Beach and Okeechobee.
Okay.
Yes.
So not beach area.
West Palm Beach is only about 25, 30 minutes east of us.
Okay.
Okeechobee and Belle Glade and all those places are the same distance from us.
Good. All right.
You have some great stage presence, and you've opened for some names that we've all heard of before.
Oh, thank you. Well, I've been singing since I was 5 because since I was 4, but singing in public since I was 5. My dad's a drummer in a country band in my hometown, so I got a really good start, starting when I was little. I still remember singing Any Man of Mine and like my sequin chops and my rhinestone cowgirl hat. But yeah, because my dad was in the industry, locally, in my hometown, it was kind of easy because whenever he couldn't make a gig, he'd be like, well, my 12-year-old daughter can do it. And they were like, okay. So I started opening up for Alan Jackson and Brooks and Dunn and just a bunch of people, basically whoever came through our amphitheater when I was like 12.
Did you ever get nervous? Because when you start young like that, you don't really, I think, realize what nerves are. Do you get nervous at all?
No, that's the thing. I mean, I'm sure if I was like singing at the Grammys or like the CMA Awards, because like you can't redo that, you know.
that's true. It's
I
on
mean,
YouTube.
it's on YouTube, yeah. And if you mess that up, that's not good. It's all over the place. But no, it's really, the stage is like probably the place that I'm the most comfortable like in the whole world.
So how many songs have you written? And where do you write those songs typically?
Well, we're actually just getting ready to record my first full-length album, and we had to go through 100 songs that I've written in the last 3 years. I normally write them in a writing room, or I've written in a bathtub before. I wasn't like, there was no water in the bathtub.
Oh, that,
yeah.
Turn to right.
That would be strange.
So you said in a dry bathtub?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting.
We had a songwriters retreat, and there was 4 groups of us and only 3 floors. So they were like, okay, somebody has to be in this huge bathroom. And I was like, I'll write a song in a bathroom.
Great acoustics.
Great acoustics, exactly. That's where you want to record your songs anyways, is in a bathroom. So,
Who knew?
yeah. So yeah, but mostly in a writer's room.
Now, did you go to Nashville to be a writer or a performer or both?
I moved to Nashville. I always knew I wanted to move to Nashville since I was 5. But the question was always when and how. And so I moved there to become a better version of the artist that I had already started. But I had spent my whole life, writing stories and writing poems and writing things like that, but I hadn't only written like 1 or 2 full songs by myself before I moved to Nashville. So I moved to Nashville to become, to get signed and be an artist and all that stuff, but also to really nurture my songwriting ability.
So what were you doing when you got the phone call about the Sugarland? After the Sugarland opportunity, you got a phone call about, signing with a label. What were you doing at that time? Just trying to make it in the business?
Yes,
Okay.
I was just trying to make it in the business. That's when I was spending 2 weeks in Nashville and 2 weeks in Florida. And I was at a Mexican restaurant in Florida when I got the phone call.
How loud were you after that phone
I was
call?
like, margarita, please.
Did you ever have a moment where family, wasn't sure this is going to happen for you? It's a hard industry to break into.
My family and my friends have always been really, really supportive of me. The one person who was a little iffy about the situation was my dad, because he had been in the industry for so long and he knew how hard it was. And he actually made me go to college. I went to University of Florida and graduated with a business degree in marketing. But he basically was like, listen, you can do this, but you're going to do this after you're done doing what I need to make sure that I make you do to like let you off into this world. But I remember right after I graduated from college, I just started singing 5 nights a week, 4 hours at a time. And he would say, honey, you have a great voice, but you just haven't really found your voice yet. My dad's always been very honest with me. And I remember I had planned to move to Nashville 2 weeks before this night, and we were all sitting at this place called the Key Lime House in Florida, and my dad is out in the audience, and he just starts bawling, crying. And my dad's like a carpenter by day, a drummer by night, strong dude, And I just see him weeping, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, okay, guys, I'm going to take a break, act like everything's normal here. And I take my dad to the side, and I'm like, what is going on? And he goes, honey, you finally found your voice. And perfect timing, because I was moving to Nashville in 2 weeks, so thank God. But yeah, he was pretty much the only one that was ever weary of me choosing this, destination for my life.
You say you have a business degree?
Yes.
If you weren't singing, what would you possibly be doing?
If I wasn't singing, I think I would be a therapist.
Because of all the
that makes
ex-boyfriends? Or
Yeah, right. Well, honestly, songwriting for me is therapy.
Sure.
So if I didn't have that, I think that I would probably, I like to hear other people's problems because it makes me feel like my problems aren't that big, So, yeah, I think that I would probably be a therapist just because I like to help people, and I like to kind of like get in people's brains and help them through things. So that's what I do through songwriting, and that's what I would probably do if I wasn't an artist.
Speaking of which, when you have to take a break from music, do you have particular hobbies? You play golf, fish, anything like that?
I'm a terrible golfer.
Oh, good. Let's play.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? But I always end up on those like tournaments, the music tournaments. I'm always like the token chick.
Yeah.
Whenever there's like a golf tournament, I don't know why, because I'm not good. But I like to do outdoorsy things. I like to go canoeing. I'm from Florida, so like I'm around lakes and oceans all the time. So in Nashville, you're pretty much landlocked, but there are lakes and stuff around. So I like to go hiking. I like to be around water. I like to go to the park. I like to bike ride. I really like Mexican food.
You brought that up a couple times.
I really like Mexican food.
Well, you did great. Gosh, you sound awesome at an early time of the day.
Oh, thank you.
That's usually hard for some artists.
Thank you. Well, I don't know. Normally, I'm like singing till 2 o'clock in a bar, so like singing at 8 o'clock in a non-smoking environment is actually a lot easier than you would think.
So what time did you wind down for the night last night? I mean,
Last night I was in bed by like 11:30.
Oh, that's
probably.
pretty good, yeah.
It's not as crazy out here on the road as you think.
All right, well, thank you for visiting with us.
Thank you guys so much.
Again, for Brooke Eden, everybody.